Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
And it starts with some wild weather. It's a soggy start to the weekend as rain pushes through Metro Detroit. That's the radar. But a second wave of storms is coming, and it could bring some strong winds and, dare I say, snow as well. What that timeline means for your evening commute and how your weekend plans might be changing because of it. Good to have you with us at noon, everybody, on this Friday. I'm Jason Colthorpe. Might be rainy and warm right now, but things expected to get a little busy in the old weather department. Let's get right over to meteorologist Ashley Barrissey for a breakdown of what we can expect on, hey, last day of March, Ashley.
I know. We just wish it was going out like a lamb. Not the case today, as we are tracking some strong storms. And if you were with us early this morning, we have an update from the Storm Prediction Center that has elevated our severe risk as we head into the later part of the evening. At this noon hour, I want to start with Exact Track 4D radar. Maybe you're getting ready to step outside and run a few errands or go out to lunch. And we have some rain showers lingering really along I-75 in our far eastern counties. But we do have a drier slot off to the west. That's all going to begin to change, though, as we head into the later afternoon and evening hours. But a swath of moisture that's been pushing through the Midwest. So let's look at this, the risk factor to the slight category, where damaging winds will be the primary threat. But the time frame for that is still pretty much after 10 o'clock tonight. Some low-lying clouds here with the downtown skyline sitting at 46 degrees here in the city, 45 in Howell, 42 in Pontiac, but 50 in Adrian. Your weather story for today, soaking rains will move in. We're going to time that out for you in just a second. We flirt with 60, not sure if we're going to hit it, and it gets gustier come Saturday. If you don't have our Forewarn Weather app, now's the time to download it. You not only can track radar with you, but if there are lightning strikes or heavy downpours in your area, you'll get a notification that it's nearby your exact location.
All right, we appreciate it, Ashley. An illegal street race in Pontiac ends in a violent high-speed wreck. The impact so intense, it looked like an explosion. Now the Oakland County Sheriff's Office investigating what happened and who's to blame here. And as we bring in Priya Mann on this, Priya, the person who was hit, not exactly innocent in all this.
That's right, Jason, and he may not survive. Police are investigating this horrific crash that happened on South Boulevard East here in Pontiac at Centerpoint Parkway. You had one driver doing donuts in the middle of this intersection. You had two other drivers who were racing, hit that driver doing donuts. That driver was ejected. All of it caught on video. Take a look at this video that's gone viral on social media. You have a 19-year-old Waterford Township man and an 18-year-old Jackson man who are both racing on East South Boulevard. That's when they hit a third car, a Dodge Charger that was being filmed doing donuts. That Charger was being driven by a 24-year-old St. Clair Shores man. He was ejected from the vehicle. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. He is in grave condition this morning. Officials are concerned that this man may not survive his injuries. The other two drivers were wearing seatbelts. They have minor injuries. They are expected to survive. This is an area that is largely industrial, and this has been an ongoing problem of people drag racing, doing donuts, stunt driving here on public roads. At this hour, Oakland County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. Again, that driver who was ejected from that Charger right here in the middle of this intersection, right across from United Wholesale Mortgage. Police do not believe he will survive. The other two drivers, again, expected to survive. Police, of course, saying that this is illegal. They are in talks with the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. No word yet on potential charges. Reporting live here in Pontiac, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah, just incredible, Priya. We see lots of shocking video, but I can't tell you how many people have gasped seeing that today already. All right, Priya, we appreciate it. Police tracked down a carjacker by using the Find My iPhone app after he threw a 74-year-old Uber driver out of his car. It happened last night around 11:30 in Birmingham on Old Woodward. Apparently, the victim's second cell phone was in the car, which police used to track down the suspect. He had crashed into a guardrail at Losser and Square Lake Roads. We're learning more today about what is shaping up to be a hard-fought legal battle for former President Donald Trump. The big question now is when Mr. Trump will surrender and appear before a judge. NBC's Bree Jackson in Washington with more.
Former President Trump is expected to appear before a judge in New York as soon as Tuesday, and that will be the first time that the charges against him will be read in open court. Former President Trump indicted in connection with a case involving a $130,000 hush money payment he allegedly made to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
He initially was shocked. After he got over that, he put a notch on his belt, and he decided we have to fight now.
Trump blasted the grand jury's vote online, calling it a fake, corrupt, and disgraceful charge. Daniel's lawyer says he respects the decision.
No man is above the law. So I think in one aspect, we've got a system that's really working correctly.
This marks the first time a former president faces criminal charges. President Biden not commenting.
No, I'm not going to talk about something that.
Trump allies claim the 2024 Republican presidential candidate is being targeted. Others say let the legal process play out.
It appears to millions of Americans to be nothing more than a political prosecution.
We haven't seen the indictment. We don't know the charges. We don't know the evidence. And yet there are inflammatory accusations about partisanship.
While the exact charge or charges are still unknown, the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg was known to be focusing on a felony charge of falsifying business records. Trump has denied any wrongdoing. And the judge presiding over former President Trump's arraignment is the same judge that presided over a recent case where the Trump Organization was found guilty in a tax fraud scheme. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Our coverage on Trump's indictment continues at 12:30 with our Christy McDonald for a special on Local 4 Plus on what happens next. And Christy, what can viewers expect this afternoon?
You know, everyone's watching this, Jason, of course, because the big thing is context and the political impact of this indictment here in Michigan. You know, the president won Michigan here in 2016. There are Republicans and voters who support him, including the new GOP state chair. And remember, on January 6th of 2021, some Michigan voters went to the Capitol. 11 have been convicted of being part of the insurrection there. And the former president, of course, as you heard, is running again in 2024. So this indictment would actually not prevent him from doing so. At 12:30 today, we're going to talk about the historic ramifications here, plus legally what we can expect next. We'll also take you live to New York to talk about security preparations because the former president is expected to be arraigned on Tuesday. So join me on Local 4 Plus at 12:30.
So many interesting facets to this. Yes, we will see you at 12:30 right here on Local 4 Plus. Christy, thank you. Now to some good news out of the Vatican. We've learned Pope Francis will be released from the hospital tomorrow. The pontiff was admitted earlier this week after experiencing difficulty breathing. The 86-year-old was diagnosed with bronchitis caused by a recent lung infection. The Pope's release will come a day before the start of the Catholic Holy Week, which leads up to Easter. Big changes coming to some Michigan hospitals when it comes to their mask policies. Starting and Sparrow Hospital in Lansing. Michigan Medicine was the start of that, and then Sparrow Hospital also in Lansing will no longer require all patients, visitors, and caregivers to wear masks at all times while inside those facilities. Masks will still be available at the hospital's entrances for those who want to wear one, but they are not going to be required. The decision to ease those masking requirements is in response to the state's continued declining case rates and hospitalizations. New at noon, the White House announcing First Lady Jill Biden is coming to Michigan next week. She'll make a stop here on Monday as part of the president's Investing in America tour. The First Lady expected to talk about the educational programs that are available to high school and community college students that will help them prepare to enter the job market. Toll rates at the Blue Water Bridge in Port Huron set to go up this weekend. MDOT says starting April 1st, the Canadian rate for eastbound traffic will increase by 25 cents for all vehicles. Passenger vehicle rates will increase to $4 per trip, and trucks and buses will increase to $4.50. The new toll rates will be in effect through the end of September. We're back on the noon with TikTok banned by NATO, what the new rule means for employees. And a surprising dino discovery, why scientists now say the T-Rex we all know and love actually looked very different than what we see in the movies. And if you're a Medicaid recipient, there's an important allowance that ends today and means you need to start watching your mail. We're back with all of that. Stay with us.